the place right here, the Memorial Civic Auditorium in Stockton, California, known to fight fans throughout the nation as Fat City. Memorial Civic Auditorium in Fat City, otherwise known as Stockton, California. Why Fat City? And hello again, everyone. Good to have you with us. Fat City because Stockton, California was the scene set for Leonard Gardner's novel of that name and for the film adaptation thereof. And this town is proud of it. They've got signs all over the arena saying Fat City is here to stay. And for today, they've got a world championship bout, and it should be an interesting scrap. Two southpaws, as I have noted. Boza Edwards, a kid I first saw fight in Wembley in London. I think he's a terrific young fighter. Limon, a renegade, a maverick, not the best character in the world perhaps, but a tough cookie as a fighter. In the city of Kampala, he was favored to win in his weight classification in the Montreal Olympics, but he was among those whose countries departed those Olympic Games, so he never got that opportunity. He moved to London. He speaks perfect English. He was very distressed earlier this week because of Limon's behavior at a press conference. Limon made an ugly offensive remark about perhaps the same fate befalling Boza Edwards as befell Johnny Owens. How did Boza Edwards react? He told me.
Sort of a shock for any intelligent human being to say such a thing, because I don't think he realized how hard I can punch and how good I can fight. For him to say that, he should have thought twice that it could either happen to him. But it didn't shock me because Johnny Owen wasn't. It didn't shock me that much, according to the Sanders fight, because Johnny Owen wasn't in our camp.
Back live at ringside in Stockton, California. Bill Kaplan is serving as the ring announcer today. He's well known in boxing circles, was once the publicity man for George Foreman when Georgie Porgy was the heavyweight champion of the world. Quickly, the referee will be the veteran from California, Dick Young, no relation to the New York sports writer of the same name. The fight will be scored by three judges, Dr. Yen King, Lou Filippo, and Hank Ellis-Burrow, all three veterans. The ring size, 19 by 19, WBC rules, 10-point must scoring system, mandatory 8 count, no standing 8 counts. The 3 knockdown rule, waived, championship fight, no saving by the bell except in the 15th round. So those are, again, in a nutshell, the nuts and bolts of the contest. There's the introduction of Cornelius Boza Edwards. I first caught him at Wembley in London against Ronnie Green. He dispatched him in the 6th. He can punch. He is a polished fighter. Put up an excellent fight against Arguello until he became fatigued. Arguello, of course, one of the best fighters of contemporary times in his lower weight classification, and a devastating puncher. There is Bazooka Limon. You saw his record. It's 44-10-2 with 31 knockouts. I did his fight against Arguello in the Feld Forum in the summer of 1979, and he gave Arguello a tough go of it until Arguello scored a TKO in the 11th round. Arguello, of course, with the capacity to come on in the late rounds and destroy an opponent because of his punching power. Now there's the tale of the tape. Limon 27, Boza Edwards 24. They each weighed in at 129. The height only an inch differential, the reach only an inch differential, both favoring Boza Edwards. Again, both fighters southpaws. The bell for round 1. Dick Young, the third man in the ring. Of course, when an orthodox fighter, a right-hander, fights a southpaw, he wants to stay outside the right foot as much as possible of the southpaw, thus diminishing the power of the left, making it harder for the southpaw to reach it. But when southpaws go against one another, it's not a problem because it's like a right-hander fighting a right-hander. The right lead is the orthodox lead. Always they try to score, setting up combinations, wearing down the opponent. Right now, the two of them feeling one another out. Adam's gloves, of course, raise, the Mexican glove, and a good-sized one. 19 by 19, a lot of room to maneuver. Limon does not train in the orthodox way. He suits his own training purposes and drives the famed Cuyo Hernandez in his corner, his trainer, crazy. He will listen to no one, and in perfect candor, he has carried the title with scant grace. For the Montreal Olympics and the departure of Uganda from those games, boza Edwards was the favorite to win the gold in his weight classification. With 2 minutes into round one, not an action round, a cautious round. And bazooka Limon to the left, the defender. Now Limon with his back to you. In boza Edwards' corner, his manager, Mickey Duff, the prominent British boxing promoter, his trainer, George Francis, and the corner man is the famed Jackie McCoy, one of the best cut men in the business.
Oh, yeah.
Key man in Limon's corner is, of course, Cuyo Hernandez. Caution from Young to Limon to lift them up. Limon can work him over effectively on the inside. Good right by boza Edwards. Back Limon up. Saw Limon go to the belly. Like all Mexican fighters, Limon can absorb punishment like a sponge. He took so much from Arguello, never wavered. So finally, Arguello nailed him. As boza Edwards getting that right lead in there, trying to work behind it systematically. There's two rights, he doubled up. This is second round action. We're coming up to the 2-minute mark. Seconds left to go in the round and counting down. Doubled with the right. boza Edwards did after a left lead. He's fighting well in this round. The young man who now lives in London, the Harrods section of London. To the stomach and then up to the face. boza Edwards using his right very well. It's a good round for the now Britisher. To the stomach and then up to the face. boza Edwards using his right very well. It's a good round for the now Britisher. Defending bazooka Limon is back to you, challenging Corny boza Edwards, the Ugandan who now resides in London. Second round, an excellent round for boza Edwards, but an interesting exchange between Mickey Duff, the manager, and the fighter between rounds. Duff was disturbed because twice on breaks, and there was a right lead by Limon that scored. Twice, Limon had hit Boza Edwards low, and Duff was afraid that Boza Edwards would lose himself in temper and try to put the other fighter away very quickly, which can only be self-defeating in Duff's view. He wants his fighter to fight behind the right jab lead. Uppercut by Limon. Effectively in this round in the very beginning, but now Boza Edwards seems to be setting his own pace, fighting his own fight. Edwards doubling on the right from in close and using that right effectively. Occasionally the left, as you just saw, in combination. Boza Edwards off. But no caution from Dick Young on what appeared to be clearly a low blow. And Limon is fighting more his kind of fight. We're going to stay after this round. Limon is muscling his man and crowding him, mauling him. In the arena, screaming Mexico, much in the manner of the Mexico City Arena at the 19th Olympiad in Mexico City in '68. They went crazy that year when Antonio Roldan won a gold. End of the round. Limon, or to Limon, by referee Dick Young. There you see them working over Limon's eyes, forehead. Southpaw won that fight and thus became the new wBC Super Featherweight Champion. But he must face another very tough kid this first time. And it was in the third round that Limon started to be able to fight his fight against a man who is clearly a more graceful boxer. But he can get into deep trouble if he fights Limon's fight and makes a slugfest out of it. Limon can kill you in the manner of Mexican fighters with blows to the belly, especially in the liver area. Good combination there. Men southpaws, I remind you. Another good combination. The right lead followed by the left. You can see when Boza Edwards fights purposefully, methodically, and sets his pace, he is very effective against the wilder Limon. But when he gets into a slugfest like that, he gets into some trouble. He would be well advised to keep his distance, use a slightly superior reach. Dick Young, the referee. Boza Edwards, he'd better stop looking at Dick Young. He's obviously not going to get any help there. And he can get floored while he's looking and complaining. got to tend to business. This is fourth round action. And we have 30 seconds to go. It was an up and down round. Boza Edwards dominating in the beginning, Limon in the middle, and now Boza Edwards coming on again. We approach the end of round 4. California, the graphic tells you what the fight is all about, what championship is at stake. Between rounds, an interesting exchange between Duff, Boza Edwards' manager, and Dick Young, the referee. And then Duff implored his fighter to stop looking at the referee, the very comment I made in the fourth round. This is fifth round action. Those exchanges, Limon is very tough. Boza Edwards' head back with a right. There's a left that floored bazooka Limon. A solid left. And that's the power that young man has that I told you about. Limon left himself wide open for that left. He had dropped his guard. He had been trying to work the right. And he had dropped it. And Boza Edwards came in over it. So we have the first knockdown of the fight. Knockdown of bazooka Limon by corny Boza Edwards, who must now watch out, not get too wild as he struggles for the kill. Because Limon can take great punishment. At a very bad time when he should have been trying to work over the opponent. Instead, he's letting the opponent who was knocked down work him over. Now, Boza Edwards comes back. A caution to Limon, finally, from referee Dick Young. Boza Edwards appears very strong. Blood is pouring out of the corner of Limon's left eye. Limon is fighting desperately, trying to come back, and succeeding. Boza Edwards covering up. It has become a brawl in this round, sparked by the knockdown of Limon with a stunning left by corny Boza Edwards. We will stay between rounds. To the end of round 5, and bazooka Limon weathered the knockdown, came back, and on 2 occasions with strong flurries actually took the offensive. Right there, they are working over with the ice bag. Bazooka Limon, and we'll take another look at that left. There was the left, and you saw the position of bazooka Limon's right hand, the left coming right over it. It was the blow, there another view of it, that Boza Edwards had been looking for. And Limon went down quickly and cleanly. Ooh. Perfect target. There's Boza Edwards. Jackie McCoy, whose face you see behind his right shoulder. Mickey Duff, whose face you see before Boza Edwards. There is Limon. You must say, Limon really had the tenacity and the heart to come back after that knockdown. Boza Edwards made a critical mistake, laying against the ropes and letting Limon work him over when he should have been seeking to set Limon up for the kiss-off. 6th round action now. Note at the start of the round how purposefully Boza Edwards works. Good boxing. There's another good right. Earlier, the right right and left in combination. And he piles up points. 50 seconds into round 6. Pace is slowed naturally after the hectic fracas that was the 5th round.
Break it clean, folks.
Sixth round action. A big boxing round for Corny Boza Edwards. Scoring repeatedly. They're trying to go down to the midsection. Left in round 6. Get a look at that low blow. Good right by Limon. A good comeback round by Limon. Another good right. Show. Okay, Dick Young, the referee, deducting a point from Limon in that round for the low blow. There you see him in action. And it had to be done. It really had to be done. Because it was clearly so low. Let's see it now. I think we'll get a view of it. There. Oh, good Lord. Right into the groin area. No excuse for that. As we await the advent of the 14th round. Bazooka Limon, the champion, defending. It's Cuyo Hernandez who is just leaning over. Cornelius Boza Edwards challenging for the Super Featherweight title wBC version. Now we're ready for the start of the 14th round. Limon trying to go to the belly. He'll go anywhere without regard to where it is. That much is clear. And look at the way he's come out. On fire. Trying to get Boza Edwards. Answering back in Muhammad Ali style and beginning to get some of the crowd. There's a little flair to these lower weight classifications, I'll tell you. Excuse me, Sugar Ray Leonard started it. Howard Davis showed some of it at Montreal. Tommy Hearns can do his own dance. By Limon. 14th round action. And Limon pumping away. Notice some of those blows, how low they were. But he keeps pumping away. Boza Edwards, from his point of view, must stay away. Push him off. Get leverage for punching room himself and work his combination. Suddenly, again, he's not doing it. I said shifting tides, it's been the case ever since the 8th round. Right lead by Boza Edwards, and he hurt Limon. And he's got Limon hurt again. Now Limon says, no, I'm not hurt. Come at me. There is bravado there. left in the round. A tremendous scrap it turned out to be. Separating them, but he did the right thing. See the clock counting down. And while Limon started this round on fire, Boza Edwards came on later on to reassert himself. And look at the blood coming down Limon's face. It's a Pier 6 at this point. We are back live, and this is it. The 15th round, the final round of a fifth round by a Boza Edwards left. Suddenly, when it looked that Limon was out of the fight, he came on again with a fury in the 13th and 14th rounds. Did suffer a penalty in the 13th for a low blow. Going to be interesting to see.
Woo! Now Bazooka Limon is to your right, and Cornelius Boza Edwards is now to your right. He has the white trunks with black stripe. He is the challenger, and Bazooka Limon is the champion for the wBC Super Featherweight Championship.
Showing fatigue himself. His fists have been flailing away, pumping like a windmill. Now clearly Limon himself has lost some of the verve, some of the resolution that characterized his efforts throughout the fight. Already said I was surprised by the stamina of young Boza Edwards. This kid should become an steadily improving fighter. He's in good hands with Duff and Jackie McCaw. And he's trying to finish with a flourish.
Good hook off the ropes.
He's got Limon.
From Raphael Bazooka Limon. Bazooka Edwards keeps him on the ropes. He is trying to uppercut and throw a left hand if he could.
Gets away. Meanwhile, Boza Edwards does not cover and does not give himself space.
Oh, what a 15th round.
Finish him off, but I don't think he'll be able to do it. Look at Limon fighting back. Listen, Boza Edwards covering, and the two of them go
Oh my God, what a
run! They'll be going at it till the
Woo!
Limon
Yes, sir.
pouring it on Boza Edwards now. Two kids with as much guts as you'd ever
Beautiful
want to
15th
see.
round between these two men.
Each man appears to be punched out. And suddenly comes back with still more punches. Limon backing off. Come on, fight me, he says. Again, bravado. Well, why not? He's trying to muster up some strength as the fight ends. It went the full 15. Now, let me see if I can get to this thing, because shortly we'll be running out of time. Again, I repeat, I think that Cornelius Boza Edwards won this fight. He was the better boxer. His blows were cleaner. But again, we must wait for the judge's decision.
Gentlemen, we have a unanimous decision.
Decision's unanimous.
Judge Dr. Jen King scores 146-140. Hank Ellisboo scores 146-139. Lou Filippo 143-141. call for the new champion.
There it is. Cornelius boza Edwards. Limon and his corner think they won. And now we may be ready for this kid, a southpaw fighter who would have been favored in the 76 Olympics in his weight classification, but who was one of those representing the departing black nations at that time.
This is the main event of the evening. 15 rounds of boxing for the wBC Heavyweight Championship of the world. Introducing, in the red corner, fighting from east to 12 and 1/2 pounds, the undefeated wBC Heavyweight Champion of the world, the Eastern Assassin, Larry Holmes.
Larry Holmes is the champion, and he gets introduced first. That was Larry Holmes' career.
Fighting out of Huntington, New York, weighing 225 and 1/2 pounds. He is undefeated in his professional career. He is ranked #1 by both the WBA and the WBC. Introducing, gentlemen, Jerry Cooney.
Well, the crowd had wild support of Jerry Cooney, but Ray, tradition in boxing, parted with in a very, very major way here. They introduced the champion first. I was quite surprised, Brad, because normally champion gets the respect of being announced last.
Said a small boy once asked, when will I grow up? When will I see what grown-ups do see? And inspired to come of age, he would have to know the age to be recognized as one and not a mass. Take your time, young man. Mama used to say, don't you rush to get old. Mama used to say, take it in your stride. Mama used to say, live your life. Years were rushing by, he would cut down on his age. He would tell his girl of how it used to be. How his mommy passed away.
Scrapbook Boxing, Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. All great fights and all great fighters will never be forgotten on my channel. 100 years of World Championship fights. Next video, Larry Holmes and Jerry Cooney fight for the wBC Heavyweight Championship of the world. Shout out to Larry Holmes.